Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Mosby and welcome along to the award-nominated show that is Craft Along. Over the course of the next couple of hours, we are going to be doing a project in real time. If you've not seen one of these shows before, there's going to be no, here's a little bit that I made earlier, or here's something I prepared 5 minutes ago. No, you're going to see everything in real time so you can craft along. Now, if you've got all of the goodies already that we're going to be featuring, brilliant news for you because you can do it with us right now. If you haven't, we'll give you the opportunity to grab goodies during this show as well. And just before we talk more specifically about this craft along, let me just remind you that we've still got the rest of today and indeed Wednesday and Thursday as we continue our second anniversary of Crafters TV. It's been brilliant. It's been so exciting. Up to £250,000 worth of free goodies given away within the bundles. You'll see those bundles on our website. We chat about them here on the shows, but you'll see them on the website as well with the little 250k sticker. We're giving double points for Club Inspire members. We're giving you free gifts, which we'll chat about later on. And during the shows, just for commenting, we are giving away bundles as well. And hang on a minute, look at this bundle that you could be winning. Bundle! It is the Ultimate Pro. You've got your glass, is that, what have you got there? Glass mat, isn't it? Yeah, you've got your rocker blocks, you've got your guillotine in there too, and your scissors, worth 152 quid, 228.18, your stamping platform. You've got in there actually, and all of that could be yours simply for sending us a little message during the show. It might be a comment, it might be a question about the craft along, whatever it might be. Get in touch on Facebook and YouTube and you could be winning that bundle. But let's talk more specifically about the craft along, and the man who's going to be leading you through it over the course of the next 2 hours is the lovely Craig. What you got up your sleeve, mister?
Rightio, let's show you what we are going to be making
on
today's craft along. And this is a countdown to Christmas. So what I'm going to be showing you is how you can make this whole thing, including your own little wipeable slip.
Love that.
So usually if you're to do your own, you would maybe use a laminator or something. Well, not everyone's got one. So with the combination of acetate, white stamping card, and of course some of our double-sided tape or double-sided sheets, we're going to show you how you can use that. And by simply taking a wipeable marker, a whiteboard marker, something that is wipeable, we can go in and we can go to 116. So we can go 116 sleeps.
Not long.
Until Christmas. And then when tomorrow comes, all that we need to do is just take bit of a damp, not even damp cloth, it could be dry kitchen roll, wipe it off, and then you can write the next countdown. So we can then do that. So that's exactly what we're going to be making throughout this craft along. So I think, shall we tell you what you need if you've not already seen what
yes,
you've got?
Please.
Let's go for it. So to make the countdown to Christmas, you're going to need over the rooftop layer and scene stamps. You're going to need your stitched edge fancy square layer and dies, festive sentiment stamp set. You're going to need black matte card, luxury red card, I've used the glitter and the mirror, gold luxury cardstock, I've used a bit of glitter. You're going to need white smooth stamping card, you're going to need heavyweight acetate, double-sided adhesive sheet, your Eclipse alphabet dies, and you're going to need red satin ribbon. I'm using 9mm width ribbon within mine. Then also, to complete the full project, you're going to need your Gemini Mini. You're going to need your large guillotine, scissors, pokey tool, foam pads, double-sided tape or one of our tape runners, red liner tape, Collall glue gel, Collall tacky glue, and you're going to need Harmony quick dry ink pads, pumice, Chinese red, and straw bale.
There you go. We will give you all the chance that you need to pop all of those bits together. Hopefully you've got them already. If not, we'll give you a little bit of time, as I say. And I'll go through the deal with you too. Just a few hellos here. Suzette Sue says, hi again, everyone. Hi, Craig, Ben and the team. Hey, you. Deborah says, hello all. This is my first time watching live. I usually catch up later. Well, Deborah, lovely to have you with us watching live for the first time. Sarah's Creations is in. Joy is in from Rosemont, Illinois. Looking forward to the craft along. Wendy from Colorado. Kelly from Florida. Carol from Wisconsin. Rachel's keeping us in check on the socials as well. Diana is saying hi from Idaho. Patty's in from Michigan. Joe from South Dakota. Lynn says on YouTube, really looking forward to this craft along as I want to make this for my grandkids. It would be perfect for them. And Pam E says, I'm just watching this show. I'm going to do something different with it as I don't have the stamp set. I do have the embossing folder and stencil set. Hi all, says Rebecca. I won't be crafting along today, but I will make the project at a later date. Let us know if you are crafting along during this show. Just let us know on the socials, because either at the end of this show or indeed at the beginning of Launch Party, we will share your makes with everybody else. The fantastic thing, of course, is if you're not crafting along with us right now, find us on YouTube, subscribe to Crafters TV. You can then bookmark this show, save it to your playlist, and you can come back and craft along at a later date. But this is the bundle that you are going to be receiving. You can grab it right now, and as I say, you then know that this is coming to you, and then you've got a 2-hour craft along, which you can do in your own time a little bit further down the line. You are going to be getting 51 elements and 15 sheets of your watercolour cardstock, the Christmas layering scene stamps collection. It's so super easy to use in the fact that you can build up your own scenes here, all Christmas themed. And again, what you need to think about is the different colours that you want to use, whether you go for kind of like a light, mid and dark shade of the one colour, or you go for a light shade of one colour, a mid shade of another and a dark shade of another, just to create that depth and dimension to build up all these really beautiful scenes. I just think these are great, and the kind of set that you'll come back to each and every year, but also the kind of set that you will be able to use, you know, if you've never crafted before, if you've never stamped before, if you've never made a card before, this is a brilliant collection to get. And as you can see with this one here, which is your Woodland Stags, the stamps you can potentially use all year round too. This one is your Nativity, Christmas Nativity, absolutely beautiful. Again, you can see the 3 different layered stamps that you build up to create the foreground, the midground, and then the background. You've also got my absolute fave, Over the Rooftops. That is that magical Christmas Eve journey of Father Christmas flying over the rooftops. And then if you want to go a little bit more sort of Christmas story, you've got your Bethlehem skyline there as well, with the 3 wise men, the star, and that beautiful background all built up as well. You're going to get all 51 elements included in there as well, and that watercolor cardstock thrown in too, which is amazing. You're not going to be paying for that. Platinum members comes down to $50, $36 or $61. Double points too, and if you go for this collection today, I was just sliding that in there, Charlotte. That is what you're going to get for free, because if you spend £50 or $50, you will get that notebook. Spend over £100, you're going to get the tumbler. Spend over £150, you're going to get both. What I will say though about that notebook, that is flying. Loads of you ordering over £50 or $50. It is the last stock that we've got available on it. That could be gone by the end of the day, is while stocks last. So get your orders in, get shopping and enjoy. Let's make it nice and interactive. Say hello, get in touch. Any questions that you've got, and also if there's a point where you're getting a little bit behind or you want Craig to repeat something, ask the question, because that's what these craft alongs are all about. I take a bit of a back seat. Craig is going to take you all through it, but if I see someone going, oh, I just didn't quite get that, or I didn't quite get that measurement, ask the question and we'll stop Craig and we'll answer that question, because that's what these are for. Facebook, YouTube, we are just about ready to go. So Rachel, I think, is ready on the socials. Johnny and Charlotte, are you ready in the gallery? They are ready. Well, Charlotte's really ready. She's going, way! Like that. She's really excited. I'm ready, but the main question is, the man who's going to be leading this craft along, are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Well, let's begin.
Let's go for it. Rightio, so what we're going to do is let's start with the basis of our countdown to Christmas. So I'm going to take a piece of our white smooth stamping card, and I'm using my large guillotine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one to 8 by 8. So we're going up to the 8 inches, and then I'm going to then come all the way around and cut to 8 by 8. So there's our first one. So 8 by 8, we can then go into our black mat cardstock. So we're going to go to 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. So we can cut this one. So line that one up, so we can cut, and line that one up, and then we can cut, and then we're going to go in with my red glitter card, which is from the luxury red cardstock. So we're going to come all the way down now to 7.5 inches by 7.5. So we can turn this one round. So turn that one in, and then what we can then do is, if I show you now that we've got all of our layers lined up. So we've got our white layer, our white smooth stamping card, which is 8 by 8. We've got our black, which is 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. Then we've got our red, which we can see here is 7.5 by 7.5. Now that we've got that one, what I'm going to do is we're going to do the strip for what will be his belt. So I'm going to come along with this one here, and I'm going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just coming to the 3/4 of an inch, which is basically where all the grids, when it comes to the grids, this is where it actually finishes. So what I'm going to do on this one, sorry, it's not 3/4 of an inch, it's 1 1/4 of an inch. So we're then going to cut all the way down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and once again, I'm going to cut at 7.5. So that's 7.5 inches by 1 1/4. And then what that will do is then that's going to match up onto the top of the belt. So you can already see how it's starting to come to life. So now that I've got that one there, what I'm going to do is let's bring in a piece of the gold glitter card. Now, you only need a tiny bit of the gold glitter. You don't need loads and loads of it. So I've just got this. Even that's big enough for what I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. So this is why I've put in our stitched fancy squares. So I'm going to come down to the third smallest and then the second smallest. So we're going to use these two here. If I bring in that one, you will see how it just sits nicely over the top. So it's starting to create the belt buckle. So what I can do is using them both together, I can pop my guillotine out the way for a second. So if I just pop all that there, that out the way, because we'll need it again in a moment. So what I'm going to do is take my low tack tape, then we can run it through, and there's very little die cutting when it comes to this project. And the die cutting we are doing, you only need the Gemini Mini.
Oh, good.
Because we're going to do this belt buckle, and then we'll use the Mini for the alphabets for the word sleep later on in the project. So it's one of those, it's quite a sizable, fun looking project that you think initially you're going to, I need lots of tools, die cutting machines, where in actual fact, to be able to do this full project with just the Gemini Mini is quite special.
It's a nice craft along for beginners then as well, isn't it?
Exactly, it really, really is. And one to make with the cards. I know many people were saying in Wake Up Call within the comments, this is a really good one to do with the kids.
Yeah.
Because not only are you going to do the countdown with the kids, but then you can then actually have them involved in making what will be the countdown. So what I've done is I took those two dies and I placed one inside of the other. So I don't need that bit. So let's remove these ones here. So if I take them off and then remove that, I don't actually need this centre bit, so that can go into my little box of excess bits of cardstock. And there, keeping it very, very simple when it comes to the belt buckle, is all that you need to do.
Fab.
So what I'll do at this point, although it's very straightforward, just let's recap this last few bits. So we started off white smooth stamping card, 8 inches by 8 inches. We then have taken our black matte cardstock and cut that to 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. We've taken our red glitter luxury card and cut that one to 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. Another piece of the black matte cardstock, and we cut that to 7.5 inches by 1 1/4 inches. And then using our stitched fancy square, what we've done is we've taken the second smallest and the third smallest, layered them in together using our glitter card, and then we've created our own little belt buckle that we can see on this one here. So we can pop that one to the side. So what we can do now, let's just assemble this main platform of the countdown, and I can show you how you could do it to secure the ribbon. Now, for this craft along, I've popped on the ingredients list, red satin ribbon. My red satin ribbon has fallen out somewhere, and can I, for the life of me, find it? So what I have got, it's still 9mm, but it's more of a winey colour.
Okay.
So that's the only reason I've changed, because it's somewhere, because I had it with me this morning, and I just cannot find it. So it is somewhere, but the reason I've changed the colour is for that reason. So what I'm going to do is, to make it simple as well for everyone, I'm going to cut this one to 12 inches. And this is actually what's going to create the hanger. So I'm going to just neaten that off here and then cut it to 12 inches. And what I can do now is then, if we come in now, so we've got our ribbon, we're going to need our glue gel for this one. And at this point, this is where you're also going to need your tacky glue, because we're going to go on to glitter card in a moment. So we want to make that really nice secure. We're going to lift that buckle up slightly. So therefore, I'm going to come in with some foam pads. And also, because this is a craft along, we're going step by step, we're going slow, which is what I would do at home. So therefore, that's why I've put double-sided tape or the tape runner. It's your choice, but we're going nice, we're going slow, we're going at the pace that I would go. So therefore, I'm going to use my double-sided tape for this one. So what we can do is, let's move them ones out the way for now. So I'm going to go around the back of my glitter card. So let's find the end here. So I'm going to go all the way around. If you're using your tape runner, perfect. Any other glues, absolutely fine. But we're going to go all the way around, and I'm going to adhere this pen to my black card.
We've got the details of the Essential Collal glue kit on your screen right there if you want to grab that. £12.77 platinum or £23.10. 2 all-purpose, 2 tacky, and then you get 2 fine tip glue applicators for free. They're only just back in stock recently, but we're giving them away for free once again. I never quite understand that. Thank you for all the lovely messages coming in already. Carol saying, morning peeps, looking forward to this craft along today. I'm going to make one for my sister who starts playing Christmas music in July. We all know somebody like that, don't we, eh? We all know somebody like that. But yeah, great. Do you know what I mean? If you make one of these today, you have got someone like that in your family. I love that they can start ticking it off. 116 days to go, 115 sleeps to go. Rachel on YouTube says, I'm joining in. Thank you, Rachel, for letting us know. We look forward to seeing what you've made. Hanadasa says, I love the craft along shows. I show my friends and I get together and do the craft along projects on weekends, either in each other's homes, but during the pandemic we have done it via Zoom, so almost like a craft along watch party going on there, which I think is amazing.
That's good.
Today's craft along is just adorable, says Paula. I've got a granddaughter that will love this. And Sarah's Creations just saying, I bet we could try this with the creator scene too. It's a great idea, Craig, so thank you.
Absolutely, you can do. For sure you can do. Now what I'm going to do is, to make it sit even, I want to then pop just 2 little pencil marks or pen marks, just so I know where I'm going to start my ribbon onto the back here, because I don't want it to be off. For instance, I don't want to be one side cut or sticking towards one end and then this one's further in. I want it to try and kind of be equal.
Yeah.
So this is where what I'm going to do is use my glass mat for this one here, and this black card, because it's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4, I'm going to then just move into the side of my glass mat so that I can then position this and I can then go into the middle. So what I'm going to do is, I've got it lined up at the edges of my glass mat, so I'm going to come in to 2 inches. Just underneath my tape, I'm going to do a little bit of a pencil mark. And then this one, I'm going to do 1, 2, and once again, I'm going to put a little pencil mark here. So I've got basically like 2 inches in from the side.
Yeah.
And then that's going to be that perfect position. So I'm going to pop one end just over that pencil mark. Doesn't need to be exact, but at least I know it's 2 inches in from the side. So what to do is let it naturally fold out in its own accord. And then what to do is bend it back on itself so that you get that natural hook that we can see. Last thing you don't want to do is, this is where sometimes it doesn't sit even if you make anything. If the way that you come in and the way that you turn it, it sits awkwardly. So what to do, as I say, if you let it just fall naturally, sit on its own accord, I tend to bring my finger and then bend it back on itself. And then all that I'm going to do is I'm going to press that to where my pencil mark is. Then we've got that nice professional hook, as if you were to have a look at any countdowns that you can potentially buy in stores or that handmade ones. You can do it yourself. So I'm going to go straight over the top with more double-sided tape. You can use whatever adhesive you're going to use.
Talking about double-sided tape quickly, Kaz, what is the difference between double-sided tape and red liner tape?
So red liner tape is ultra strong.
Yeah.
What it also is it allows you to do heat embossing on top of it as well.
Okay.
So if you want to do construction, but you don't want to use a wet glue, use a red liner tape. So construction with boxes or model making, either your wet glue or of course your red liner tape. Normal mats and layers, what I like to do is use my double-sided tape. Now what we're going to do, before we sandwich that onto our main back panel, want to make sure that over time this is not going to come loose. So what I always like to do, bringing in my glue gel, and as we know by now, I never tend to use the syringe. I always just use my pokey tool. So let's bring in my pokey tool that I use for the glue gel. So I'm going to take a little bit and I'm just going to flatten that over the end of the ribbon. So what that will do, Ben, is this whole lot will have an instant stick, whether you're using your tape runner or double-sided tape, either way, it's going to be an instant stick. But then all of your glue gel is going to dry into your satin ribbon, organza ribbon, whatever one you're using, and also dry into the fibres of the cardstock. So you can bring this out year after year after year, because how many times is that going to be taken on and taken off? It's going to be moved, it's going to be lifted, it's going to be looked at. So you need to make sure it's really robust. So adding the glue gel is going to do exactly that. So then what I can do is I can now come on and I can layer this onto my base. What it also does, gives you your nice handle, but it's nice and smooth on the back. You've not got any little bits just showing. So that's a nice way to hide it. And as I say, we've now got that perfect ribbon hook here at the top that's going to sit nicely on a pin or a nail, whatever you choose to hold it up with. And as I say, instantly that's adhered together, but once that glue gel sets, it's pretty much going to be rock solid. So that's that one. And then before we come on to this one, what I want to do just to start with is I want to come in with my main panel because I need to know where to position this for it to look even. So I'll do this next one, just the base panel, no stamping, no nothing, and then what we can do is we'll take a little bit of a break, let anyone catch up, and then we can go over any bits if needed. So therefore, what I need to my main base panel, which is going to be black cardstock, I need to cut to 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let's go up into, let's go 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So that's my main panel here. So what we will do is if I bring this one in, so that's the biggest panel that's going to be there. So now I know I can position my belt band where it's going to be kind of even. So once again, this one here, anyone that just needs to hear again, 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let's go in, I'm going to add my double-sided tape.
The ribbon was 12 inches as well, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Teresa just asked me. 12 inches, Teresa.
Usually stuff like that, Ben, I just guess it. I just put what naturally looks good.
Yeah.
But I know when it comes to craft along, some people, you like to know the actual size-wise because you like to be as close to mine as possible. So yeah, I cut my ribbon to 7 inches. So 7 inches?
12.
12 inches. I don't know where 7 came from. And now this time, once again, we're going on to glitter card. Now, as much as I love double-sided tape and tape runner, over time, because of the heat, it's going to be in a house, it's going to be warm, maybe near a fire, not on the fire, near a fire, it gets heated up, so you don't want this to fall off. So similar to what I've done with the glue gel, but this time I've got my tape on, and then what I'm going to do, over the top, I'm going to do a line of our tacky glue. And that does the same thing as it done to our ribbon, and that tape that I've already got on it, that's going to stick instantly, but what that tacky glue will do, that will then dry into the fibres of the black card, and then it will dry into all the grains of that glitter card. It's going to make it so strong and robust, and you know that it's not going to fall apart. And then last bit for this one, I'm going to pop some foam pads on the back of this piece here for his belt buckle. You might want to pop it on flat, entirely up to yourself, but we will do this bit here with the belt buckle, and then we can take that little bit of a break.
Lovely, loads of comments coming through. I love the fact as well, I've not seen so far, and you can let us know when we take a bit of a break. If you've got any information you need recapped, or if you're a little bit behind and you want to ask something, then that will be the time to do it. But so far, looking so good, Craig, on this craft along. Just lots of lovely messages coming in from people who say that they're enjoying it, and they've already got ideas of who they're going to be making these little countdowns for, which I think is brilliant. Such a different idea, and again shows you how versatile our collections are, that you can think out of the box just a little bit. It doesn't always have to be card projects. I love this countdown idea. I know Johnny's very excited as well.
It's just nice, isn't it?
116 to go. He's our resident Sleeps Till Santa countdown guy. If you ever need to know, Johnny will tell you. But you won't need him anymore because you'll have this in your own.
You will?
You've made him redundant with this make.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But as you were saying as well a minute ago, maybe some of you at home, you're already going to be doing different styles. It doesn't have to be Christmas themed.
No.
So actually, I'll come back to that subject just in a sec. But just to say as well, my foam pads, I'm going on to my black card. So I don't really need tacky glue on the back. But again, to make it robust, because this is going to last year after year after year, what I've done is I've done a few dots of my tacky glue on top of my foam pads. That's going to do exactly the same. I'm going to pop it into the middle. You might want to measure it if you want to make sure you're nice and precise, but I'm popping it into the middle, and that's a very, very straightforward, simple way to create the belt buckle for the belt. But what was the way to say a minute ago, if you change the colour slightly, this could be a countdown to a new baby arriving.
Countdown to a wedding day.
To a wedding day or something like that. Doesn't have to be Christmas themed. But there we go, so we've gone in now, we've layered all our layers up. We are now ready. Once we come back to me, we can go back into layering up the base of the countdown and also do the stamping.
There we go, brilliant first half hour. I think, as I say, you're all up and keeping pace with us. Let me know if that is not the case. Loads of love coming in. I love this idea as well. Hadassah on Facebook, and this is great to hear. This is a brilliant idea, says Hadassah. As some of you know, I'm a volunteer at a nursing home, and I love this project for the residents. I know they will too. They can hang these on their doors. This is so cute. Yeah, whether you're crafting in groups, whether you want to do this with the kids, whether like Hadassah, you work in a nursing home, whatever it might be. This is a project that everybody can tackle and that they will love. Kim on Facebook just says, I've checked incoming orders and I see I have materials on the way to make this project. So that's good news. And of course, Kim, you can come back and craft along on this show whenever you like. Yvonne says, I need to make this for my grandson, but I would need to put Christmas dinosaurs on it. He's obsessed.
Of course.
Christmas dinosaurs. A Christmasosaurus. I love that, Johnny. Yes, a T-Rex with a Santa hat on. That is brilliant, isn't it? There is a market for that, Johnny, definitely. Carol Guide is saying, I love my red liner tape for making boxes or anything where it has to be super strong. Never get tired of watching these, says Sarah, because of all the great tips and ideas I get. I have a ton of them saved or liked. And Carol16 says, this is a lovely countdown to Christmas to make. Craig's instructions are great and easy to follow, which is super. Now, just as we do take a little break and give you a chance to have a slurp of your cup of tea, with it being that countdown to Christmas, 116 sleeps to go, what do you always need to have at Christmas time?
Socks.
Socks is good, but also you need to count down to Christmas with our Advent calendar. It is here for 2021. We launched this morning. Well, we did like a sneaky peek launch. The actual proper launch of this isn't till later on tonight on Launch Party, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 o'clock East Coast. It is our Advent calendar for 2021. If I just open this up for you as well, it is super sizable. We know in here you're going to find dies. We know in here you're going to find stencils and stamps, maybe embossing folders, but take a look at that bad boy. Countdown to Christmas with 24 doors on there. And if you're looking at that and thinking, well, hang on a minute, where's 24? On the back, you've got your super-sized door there on the back. Who knows what could be behind there? But let me tell you, we launched this morning on a little bit of a sneak peek, and already a fifth of the stock has gone, and it hasn't even officially launched yet. It's half price on launch as well, just to let you know, which I just find is absolutely bonkers. And 20% further comes off that if you're platinum. £31.99 or $35.99. Get that home today. Plus you're going to get double points. It is the biggest and best advent calendar that we've done so far. And don't forget, if you get this home today, you get this, you buy this, you'll know that come December time, Craig is going to be doing those videos and those lives as well. So, you can unbox and open up each and every door as Craig opens up each and every door of his throughout the festive period. And you have loads of crafty inspiration as well. When you think about the value for money that you've got in there, 24 items in there, whether it be dies, whether it be stencils, whatever it might be, the value for money is amazing. And to get that half price today, phenomenal. People have been buying this for themselves. People have been buying this for themselves and their friends as well. Get it whilst it's here, because I have a feeling when we officially launch this evening, it is going to absolutely fly out the door. So ensure that you've got yours by grabbing it right now. We're going to come back to the craft along in just a few moments' time, but let us get ready for the next bit of the craft along, and we'll give you just a couple of minutes to have a slurpee of tea, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Loads of you are checking out the advent calendar during the show as well, and let's get into mention it now, because Craig was just chatting to me during that little break there about last year with the videos that you did, and well, just share the information that you just told me about people who joined you on the lives last year, and then by the time they'd realised they wanted to get it, it was too late, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. So there was a good handful of you that I'd thought beforehand, as the lead up to December, you were like, well, I don't need one, I've got lots of crafty stuff, it's just an advent calendar, and then actually were watching and joining in with the Facebook Lives I was doing each day, revealing them, and when you seen what they were getting and what you could make with them, with what I was making live, and that's what I do, is I make something live, there was that good quantity of you that were like, oh, I wish I'd got one now. I wish I'd got one. I didn't realise that sort of thing was going to be in it, or I didn't realise you'd be able to do that sort of crafty technique, and they're gone. they're completely gone. So, just keep that in mind. It might not be your thing. We're not here to say you need to have it, but it's Christmas, it's your time, enjoy the countdown. Not only that, is every single item in the advent calendar, bar one, if you look after it, it's going to last you a lifetime. You can keep using it, and they're not specifically Christmas themed, apart from the odd bit. So they will be going through each year. And what I do know is it covers most seasons from every year. So.
And the other thing, just to say as we move on, is if you are watching us and maybe you're shopping for somebody else, let's just say who's a crafter, you are not going to go wrong with this. 24 days of crafting joy on the lead up to Christmas. Get it whilst it's here. Don't be that person who misses out and then tries to get it in December when potentially we haven't got it in stock. And you go, I wish I'd got it. Get it now whilst it's here, as hundreds of you have already done. Back to the craft along then. Loads of you telling me that you're enjoying this and getting involved. Dan just says, back to the calendar. I always get the calendar. Granddaughter helped last year, crafted every day together. Love the packaging for the advent calendar, says Kathy C. And Joe says, I've got my advent calendar along with enough other goodies to get the tumbler. Now I can sit back and watch. I'll remind you of all of the details as far as our Crafters TV second anniversary is concerned in just a little while. But let's get back to the craft along, where hopefully we are all up to speed together and we can move on to the next section. What do we need to do next, Craig?
Rightio. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our layers for the bottom of what will be Santa's belly, ready for us to do the stamping. So we've already done our first layer so that we can get a bit of a rough idea where to pop our bell. So this one here is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So let's go in with our guillotine again, and this time we're going to go in with our red mirror card. So we're going to cut this one to 6.5 inches by 4.5. So let's go 4.5 by 6.5. So that gives me my perfect matten layer for on top of my black. So we can set that one to the side for now. Then what we want to do is to go on top of this one, we want another piece of black. So let's bring in this excess bit. Now, instead of coming down 1/4 of an inch, we're actually going to come down 1/2 an inch. So this time, what we're going to do with this one is we're going to use this black and we're going to cut it to 4 inches by 6 inches. So then if I bring these back in, so if I set these ones in here, then we're going to put this one into there. And you see we've got more of a red border all the way around.
Yeah.
And then the last layer is which we're going to do the stamping onto. Let's bring in our white smooth stamping card. So for this one, what we're going to do is we're going to cut at 3 1/4. So let's go in at 3 1/4. Sorry, 3 3/4 here. 3 3/4. Then we're going to go at 5 3/4 here. So then we've got our lovely little panel, which is then going to be stamped onto. So we've got that one. So let me just quickly recap those measurements for what we just done a moment ago. So let's bring these back in.
Can you also quickly recap in a minute what die you use for the belt buckle?
I will do, yeah.
Thank you.
So our black layer here, 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. We've then used our red mirror card, which is 6.5 inches by 4.5 inches. We've then taken another piece of black and come down to 6 inches by 4 inches. And then we've got our white smooth stamping card, 5 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then when it comes to our dies for the belt buckle, it was the stitched fancy square that we used. And I used the second smallest and the third smallest.
Brilliant, thank you.
Sense? Yeah. So that's all these ones. So what we can do is let's pop these bits to the side for now. We're going to keep this piece here. We're going to bring in our inks and our large stamping platform, and we can do the fun stamping with this die set. So we've got our cardstock that you can see here. We've got our stamps, got my large stamping platform, and I've got my 3 quick dry inks that we need. So we've got our Chinese red, pumice and straw bale. So what we can do is let's set all them to the side for now. I'm going to come in, I brought in my magnetic discs, and then I'm going to come in. Doesn't matter where I pop it onto my platform because obviously it's going to be held in place. So I'm going to put my discs in there. I'm not going to put any discs towards the bottom because that's where we're going to stamp. So what we can do to start off with is we're going to start with this bigger stamp here. For the main scenes, we've got 3. We've got 1, we've got 2, and then we've got 3, and we've got some additional stamps as well, sentiments and icons too. So let's go in with this top one. Now this set here is one that's not been used before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a helping hand. I'm going to prime it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's never been used, so potentially there's still some residue on the stamp, which means when you go to ink it, you'll not get a smooth impression. You'll get that sort of bubbled effect. So therefore, this isn't on the shopping list because it wasn't planned, but it's a good way to show you that if you do have your brand new stamps, and sometimes you find I'm not getting a clear impression, I'm not sure what's going on, just means it's what we need to call is priming it. And it's really simple. There's a few ways to do it. For me, the best way is always just using your translucent clear ink pad. Doesn't affect any of your coloured ink pads going forward. It's just a nice little prime for the ink to sit on. So what I'm going to do is, I don't need that, I'm going to layer this onto my cardstock. Now, the cardstock is cut to the size that we want. So if you're familiar with these stamps already, we've got that over the edge ridge all the way around.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I want to make sure that that ridge is right at the base of my cardstock, even if it overlaps just slightly, because I want to make sure the ink goes from edge to edge and it comes right down to the bottom. The other way that you could do it, if you're doing it at home, stamp onto a bigger bit of cardstock, then trim it down. This is just the way that I like to do it. So I've got that in place. What I can also do at the moment, I can move my discs down. So I'm going to go in. So I'm going to lift up my stamp. So for this one, I would be using the pumice. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my translucent clear. And I'm going to prime it. I'm going to give it a coating. What it's doing is it's giving it a base for the ink to come along.
Oh, okay.
You only need to do this once, not every single time.
And this is with every new stamp, is it?
Well, I do it with every new stamp,
Okay.
yeah. Some you don't, some you will get a nice smooth impression, but it's habit now that every stamp that I use, first time I use it, I'll give it a little bit of a prime using the translucent clear. And as I say, it does no damage to your ink pads whatsoever. So, given a coverage of ink, so I'm going to come in here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp that one over the top that we can see here. So I'm going to stamp this one, and then what I'm going to do is, see we've still got that little bit of blourishes just here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a second coat. And this is something that lately I've been doing every time I use quick dry, Ben, and that is go over a couple of times. What it does is it intensifies the colour. Something that Leanne does, and I followed on from her when she does it. So I'm going to stamp this one out. At this point, with this stamp here, what you could do is you could add the clouds of that, because I'm going to do that with the pumice colour, but I'll do it separate just later. And then here we've got the houses all in the background.
Kaz just saying I use the translucent clear on all my stamps after Craig suggested this a while ago, and it works a treat.
It does.
There you
it's
go.
Amazing how much it just works. So what we can do, so Johnny's asking, what one is yours, Ben? What one's your house? Or is it all of it?
Which one? I would say, hang on a minute. I would say probably.
He's coming.
Probably that one there. That's
That one there.
Oh, actually, then with that bit sort of extended. Actually, mine's probably the whole, probably all of it.
All of it.
Yeah, sort of like the east wing over there,
Yeah.
west wing. That's my quarters there. Yeah, and then there's like the kids are in that one there. So it's yeah, you know, yeah, it's a little bit smaller than my new house, but you know,
Just a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is like just that tiny end bit just there.
Oh. Mine's not really that big, by the way, before you start messaging.
Yeah,
Or
right.
is it?
Or is it indeed?
Well, our house party's galore soon, because we've still got to do your housewarming
do.
party, unless I missed that. And Charlotte, she's got to have hers
Yours.
and mine. So we'll do a little tour of the house parties.
For sure we will.
You with your flashing lights in your house? Did I dream that? Have you got lots of flashing lights in your house?
I've got some, around the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the living room.
How did I know that?
Yeah. But they do flash, but I don't have them on flash. I just put it on for that kind of nice, calm mood light while I'm watching the TV. Yeah.
But you can get them flashing for the house party though, can't you? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could do that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So what I've done there a moment ago is I've taken stamp number 2 and exactly the same as what I'd done with the first one. I lined it up right along the base of my cardstock and it's going to be edge to edge. So for this one, I'm going to go in with my deep red, which is my Chinese red. And I've just realised there, I didn't prime that one, I went straight in. But you know what, let's go for it anyway, because what I would do is I would then be giving it another impression anyway. So let's stamp, let's give it a really, really good press. But you'll already see the difference in definition by the time I remove this one. Look at that.
Hey,
I just love it.
That's brilliant.
Absolutely love it. And then what I'm going to do is let's make it even stronger. In actual fact, that is really quite strong. But what I want to do is I want to give it another coverage of ink, because although I don't mind seeing the grey through all the windows or the doors, where the house is, you can see how you could just starting to see some of the windows in the backdrop coming through the red.
Yeah.
That I don't want. So by going over with another impression of ink, making it really, really strong, that means once we come in now, we can then press, and then we can see what we've got here. Look how strong that is. Absolutely adore that one there. So what we can then do is let's take this one off here. Then we can come into this last one, or the last one for now, and then we're going to go in. Do you know what I've actually just noticed, Ben? I've missed an ink colour off that shopping list.
Have you?
Yeah.
Which ink colour have you missed off?
I need a black one to make this really strong.
Oh.
So if you can give me a moment so I can go into our cupboard, and it means I can go and get this last bit done.
Okie dokie. Just whilst we're doing that, I'll quickly run through the deal for you again. We'll touch on the advent calendar too, because that is flying out of the door. Just to say as well, Olga says, is there anywhere on the site to see craft instructions, or do we just have to watch the video again to get the measurements? Best thing to do, if you've missed anything and you're falling behind, this video will be available again for you forever on YouTube, on Facebook. So if you want to go back, that's the best thing to do. Rewatch the video, then you can stop it, you can rewind it, you can take it to the point that you want to see the measurements or a particular bit. That's the easiest way to do it. This collection though, you guys are loving also. I think it is brilliant. It's such a great collection if you're looking to make your first Christmas cards this year, because as you can see, super simple to do. I think if you've got the rocker blocks, if you've got the stamping platform, for example, as well, that's definitely worth popping into your basket, because it just makes life so simple for you to be able to create these layered effects. You're getting all of these different scenes. Just choose your colours and have a lot of fun with them. You've got your Enjoy the Season, which has got that beautiful snowman. This one here I absolutely love, which is that Christmas village. But then again, like we were chatting about earlier on, this one is one of those which potentially you could manipulate to use all year round. Same with the stags, those beautiful woodland stags. Beautiful Christmas scene right there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, you change the colours up just a little bit that you're using with the scenes, and all of a sudden you can use that all year round. If you want to go full on Christmas, you've certainly got scenes within the collection to be able to do that. Your Christmas nativity, again, giving that beautiful sort of away in a manger theme. Then you've got this one here, which is the one we're looking at, the beautiful over the rooftops, creating that magical scene of Father Christmas delivering those presents to the kids. And then again, on that more sort of biblical theme, if you like, you've got your Bethlehem skyline. So simple to create with these. Just choose the colours, light, medium, dark. They don't even have to be in the same colour range. Have a play, have fun. That's the whole point with this collection. We're also throwing in for free 15 sheets of your watercolour cardstock. And of course, you're getting that massive discount, £30.98, $31.44. Platinum is $50.36 or $61. That also is yours as well with this collection, because you're spending over £50 or $50. However, You've got to be quick if you want to grab that. That is our freebie, but only while stocks last. And I'm being told we are down to the last few of these. All right, so grab it whilst you can. Spend that 50 to get it because it will go sooner rather than later. Okay, Craig is back and primed, just like that stamp, ready to go. Have you got your colour?
I have indeed. Yeah, so the one that you're going to need to go deep for the front one is I'm going to use Noir Black. Still quick dry, but Noir Black. You could use Jet Black or maybe one of the deeper shades. But that's what I'm going to use. So we're going to go in with Santa in his sleigh. So what we can do is we can match that up again right along the bottom towards the left-hand side. And then once I'm happy with where that is, what we can then do, so let's come in with our stamping platform, press this one in. So let's go in with the Noir, let's go in with our translucent clear to give it a bit of a prime. Stamp that one in, and then what we can then do is go over the top with our Noir Black, and then this is really, really going to set it off just beautifully. So we can go in, and then what I can do is press that one on. So if we give it a good press, doesn't matter about excess ink with our stamping platform, we're only going to get the ink where we need it to. And then we can see we've got a little bit here that I need to press and a bit there. But then what I can do is I want to intensify that little bit more. It's lovely, isn't it?
It's my favourite of the collection. I love it.
It really is. Finishes it off just perfectly. But then what we can do is to come in again, make it even bolder and stronger. Let's go in. And then let's press this one in. It's going to give it that silhouette effect. So let's press that in, and then there we go.
Fab.
Just makes you smile
every
single time. Every single time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my discs here and here for now, just out of the way for a second or two. And then I'm going to come in with my moon. So what we can do is if I do that one first, now as I say, you could do the moon I'm away to do with my straw bale, but when it comes to the clouds that I'm away to add, the clouds I'm going to add and use the pumice. So you could have done that at the same time when we've done the back layers, but I do just like to do them separate.
Yeah.
Another personal preference.
Samantha says, could you use, Craig, the masking gum in between stamping the village?
You could do,
but
I can't think offhand why I would want to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm not sure.
Feel free to elaborate.
Absolutely,
Samantha, on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. For these anyway, the whole purpose is to layer on top.
Yeah.
So I can't think of a way in which I would want to do that. But yeah, let us know if you've got a thinking behind it.
And Dana's just saying, is there any reason why Craig stamped the Santa so low? I just suppose it's the definition of it, isn't it? Like he's in the foreground on the top of the roof there, and it's the houses in the background, because that bottom bit's another rooftop, isn't it?
That is, yeah. That is the bottom of the stamp. So if you stamp it any further, you're just going to have the rooftop in mid-air.
Yeah.
So this is the way. If we bring in the actual packaging, you'll see that it is stamped in the right place, because as Ben just said quite rightly, it's not just Santa and the reindeers, you've got an additional rooftop there. So it's to look as though he's taken off from the rooftop.
Yeah.
So that's why.
There you go, Dana.
So I'm going to go in with the moon, and then what we can do is give that a couple impressions. This one being the straw bale. Let's do one more to make that moonlight very, very bright.
Certainly chat about this stamping platform, by the way. Lots of people twigging that this would be a perfect partner to go with this collection.
Oh, it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's our Get It Got It Good deal this week as well. The stamping platform, the rocker blocks, and then you're going to get the stamping mat and 2 of our flagstone ink pads, waterproof and alcohol proof, for free within that bundle. So yeah, if you're just starting out with your stamping, or if you're coming back into it and you're thinking, oh, I love this collection, get it, because you get the stamping platform and it's going to be invaluable. As you can see, you know, how Craig's using it on this craft along, it's just going to make your life so much easier.
It is. I use it so much. In actual fact, I use it a lot more than I ever thought I would. It's one of those that it takes no time. Take it out, add your card, stick the discs down, and then stamp away. And it means that if you have got any bits that you've missed, or you want to go a little bit stronger, then you can come back like there, happy with that cloud. But what we can then do is, let's do it again. We're going to then stamp it here and then here. Take that away. Reason I'm not going that way is because that will be covered slightly with a sentiment in a moment or two. But then that is your main image already done.
Fab.
You've got there, and you can expand on it. You could do an acetate dome if you wanted to. You can then bring in your scene dies if you want to, scene edgeable dies, all these sorts of things that you can do. So while we are here, what I'm going to do is, let's take another piece of the leftover bits of the white smooth stamping card. Let's bring in our guillotine. So we'll do the stamping all together. So I'm going to come in with my white smooth stamping card. So let's cut this down to 2 inches. So we're going to go 2 inches here, and then we're going to turn that around and we're going to go to 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to stamp that, because we're not actually going to use the sentiment that comes within the set.
Okay.
We're going to come along, and if you got the intralace die sets, this one here, I had them on yesterday.
Yes.
Got the die or the stamp, Believe. I love using this one when it comes to anything Santa Claus. So we're going to use that one, so that's going to be the perfect size. So that's your cardstock, your white smooth stamping card. So to do a matte and layer for it, let's come in with our red mirror. So this one can be 2 1/4 by 1 inch. So 2 1/4 by 1 inch to here. So that gives us our nice matte and layer. And then to pull it all together, let's bring in a bit of the black. This one can be 2 1/2 inches by 1 1/4. That gives us our mats and layers for our sentiment. What we can then do is come along, let's go back in with our stamping platform. And I'm going to bring in this little one here. I won't need all of the magnetic discs, just a couple to hold it in. And let's go in with the Believe. If I take this one, I'm going to get that where I need it to be. Move the discs out the way, and then once it's positioned, so that white smooth stamping card, that was 2 inches by 3/4 of an inch. So now I've got it where I want it to. Let's go in, let's just take that excess yellow ink off. And I'm going to come in, press that in, and then using our black quick dry that we've got, Noir. So stamp that in, come back in. So even from your small stamps, I like to use them. And I want to really intensify it. So let's give it a second impression and press. And then that is all our stamping done. Take that one up. So what we'll do just shortly is we'll come to matte and layer. There is our sentiment, Believe.
Yeah.
It's then going to go into our project, and it's going to just finish it off when it comes to the scene.
Fantastic.
So that is all of that. Will we layer this together? It's just matte and layer now. So will we layer it together and then a break? Or do you want a break first and then layer it?
Or don't ask me. Johnny's just saying, having a quick break here. Looks like you were asking me, like I was in charge then for a second. A bit of a panic. Like, what? I'm in charge. We're going to have a little break. And then we're going to come back. That wasn't my decision. It was producer Johnny's decision, because he's in charge. Not me. I mean, I don't make those kind of decisions. But yes, we'll give you time to catch up. Any more questions you want to ask us as well, then we can get those answers. In fact, there are a few questions coming in. So I tell you what, we will come back to those questions in just a few moments' time. We'll let you catch up and take a couple of minutes break. And when we come back, we'll get the questions answered. We'll move on to the next part of the craft along, and we'll be back with you in just a couple.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
A lot of you are enjoying our new little video which we're showing you there. It's great, isn't it? It's kind of like a little look back as to what we've done over the past few years, and we're all very proud about it, and I know you guys absolutely love it as well. I just want to quickly highlight the advent calendar, which loads of you bought earlier on. Hundreds and hundreds of these sold. Same again during this show. Loads of you crafting along, but lots of you going, what? 2021 Advent Calendar, is that already? Yeah, world launch today, world launch. You need to get it whilst it is still here. We are now over a fifth. We're heading towards a quarter of the stock gone. We've not even officially launched it yet, and it's only going to get busier. You think, what is it, 10 o'clock East Coast or 11 o'clock East Coast now, 8 o'clock West Coast? People still waking up, people still starting their day. You wait till 2 o'clock East Coast this afternoon, 11 o'clock West Coast when we're here with Launch Party. That is going to go. Don't be one of those people involved in that scrummage going, I want to get my hands on it. We've only got a few left. Get it now, get it home. It's the biggest, the best one that we've done. There's dies, there's stamps, stencils, maybe an embossing folder. Maybe some other bits and pieces. It's half price as well on launch. $31.99 or $35.99 if you are a platinum member. And of course, it's double point as well. Don't miss out on it. Grab it. We've heard that Craig is going to be doing his videos and live. So kind of a smattering of both across the festive season, so you'll get to open up your doors with Craig and find out what's behind each and every one of those during the festive season. I just thought I would certainly point that to you. Lots of you crafting along with us as well, by the way. Lily Rugg just saying, whoop whoop, my Christmas layering scene stamps that Craig is using today just arrived in the mail a few minutes ago. That's great news for you, isn't it? Because then you've got this craft along that you can come back to a little bit later on. Cindy just saying, I came in late and I'm going to have to bookmark this one to watch. It looks amazing. Yeah, as always, you can come back on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, bookmark the shows, craft along at a later date. We've got a few little questions coming in. I know we're moving on to the next part of the craft along. So with the stamping that you've just did a few minutes ago, Craig, Judy is asking, what colour are the clouds?
So the pumice, same as the backdrop of the houses. Okay,
Peggy's saying, can you use the water reactive ink pads to do the layering?
You can do, but you're going to get much more of a sharper impression using a quick dry. But saying that, yes, you can do.
And one final one for now from Panda Crafts. He says, hi Craig, how do you stop the card lifting up when you pick the stamp up on the platform? I find that it sticks and lifts the cards up slightly.
It can happen. That happens obviously if it's a brand new stamp, but what just to do is make sure that you've got your discs really quite further in onto the cardstock, and then instead of just pulling it up quite quickly, what to do is take your platform and just slowly tilt it up at an angle, making sure that the card stays in place with the disc, and what will happen is the stamp will just come away from the card and stop it from lifting.
Lovely stuff. All top tips. Any more questions you need answering, whether it be like a general question or something specific to the craft along, get them in and we'll get them answered before the end of the show. I cannot believe we've only got 55 minutes remaining. So if you're ready to move on to the next part of our craft along, I think we're up to layering this all up now, aren't we?
We are indeed, yeah. So let's go for it. So what we can do, let's bring in our sentiment again, and then let's bring in our layers. So we're going to go in with our main image to start with. So once again, you use your tape runner or your adhesive of choice. I'm going to go in with my double-sided tape. So I'm going to go in with my tape on this one. So this can go onto my black layer. Then my black layer, I'm going to lift on foam pads. And then the remaining can go on with my double-sided tape. But this last black layer, before I pop that onto my glitter card base, what I want to do is I want to add a couple of strips of ribbon again. So our countdown platform or plaque can then sit on top and hang. So for this one, let's go in with our foam pads. So let's take these ones off. And as it is going to be something you're going to bring out year after year, you're going to use year after year, hopefully, I'm going to make sure I've got a nice coverage. So there is our pad. So before I pop that one on, let's come in with my double-sided tape.
Someone even suggested we should keep the one that you make here in the studio, and then we should write on it every day from now until Christmas. On Wake Up Call, we should change it every morning.
I wonder how long it would take before...
someone forgets.
Yeah, the team either forgets or just can't be bothered to do it.
I would do it every morning I was here. Who changes the, is that you that does that? We've got the little blocks over there with the date on.
Charlotte and George, they do
Charlotte
it.
and Johnny do that, do they? Okay.
Yeah, they do, they change the calendar here.
We could get, Johnny could be in charge of writing on the sleeps thing, because well, that's his thing, isn't it? That's his thing. He's Mr. Sleep Still Santa. So we could get him to do that. Definitely. Get you a little marker pen, Johnny. You can come in every day. Yep. Wipe it away and write it down. 115 tomorrow. Is it 115 tomorrow? Yep, 115. Oh dear. Never knew that he was so excited about the festive season. My kids have already started asking for Christmas. already started writing their Christmas lists.
Have they?
Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah.
Good on them.
At least I know how much money I need to save for all of the presents that they want this year.
True.
Only gets more and more expensive as they get older. You'll appreciate that, Johnny, I'm sure.
So we've got our layers coming together. So let's go back in with our ribbon. So what I want is I want 2 3-inch strips. So let's go in to, let's take this out of the way. So I want 2 3-inch strips. So there's 1 and then there's 2. Again, this is something that I would tend to just guess, but with it being the craft along, I've gone down and written the measurements just so that you know. So let's turn that onto the back here. Now what we want to do is this wants to suspend from this top bit. So what I'm going to do here is on this bit, well, in actual fact, it's this bottom bit. What I'm going to do, let's take that pencil once again, and then I'm going to come in to the side of my glass mat, and what I'm going to do, same as what I've done earlier on, I'm going to do a little pencil mark at we're going to go in this time, because it's smaller than our initial layer, I'm coming in at 1.5 inches. And then what I can do with this one is I'm coming in again at 1.5 inches. So let's take my tape off.
Rachel, our social media superstar, says her children have started singing Christmas carols. They're not walking around the village, are they? Knocking on people's doors in August. Away in our messenger.
Love it.
Go away, it's August.
Love it. Makes the build up a long time.
Oh yeah. And you probably run out of carols quite quickly. Crafty AJ's just asked, and again, we've chatted about this, but this is fine because people join all the time. What is the tape that Craig is currently using? He tears it without cutting it.
It's just double-sided tape.
Yep.
Double-sided tape you'll get on our website. It's my choice of adhesive that I use. Here, we don't always have the luxury of time, hence why I tend to use the tape runner or that. But if I'm at home and I've got all the time in the world, I'm prepping, making cards for myself, I'll always use our tearable double-sided tape. So what I've done, exactly the same as before, I've popped the start of my ribbon just to the base and a ½ an inch in, and then I've added a little bit of our glue gel just to hold it into place. And then once again, because we're going to be going on to glitter card bitting, I'm going to go in with my tacky glue. And I'm not doing much, I'm just doing a little bit because that double-sided tape is going to hold it all together. But we want to have that extra bit of strength with the tacky glue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position that one in to here. So once I've got it where I want it to be, I can secure it.
This is looking brilliant.
And then what I can do is let's finish off this top bit by adding our sentiment. And I'm going to add my double-sided tape onto all layers. Well, at least I'm doing it onto my sentiment and my mirror layer.
Again, you can answer this whilst you're crafting, and all fine questions, as I say. You know, we're all learning, and Sandra's just saying, so what is the difference between the tape roll and the pads? There's all sorts of different adhesives, Craig, aren't there, that we use? Yeah,
so take it that's meaning the foam pads?
Yes, the tape roll and the foam pads, yeah.
So there's no difference. They're exactly the same, it's just one's in pads and one's on a roll. So the ones on the roll are brilliant for your shakers, because with shaker cards you can't have any gaps where they join, and that is why your foam on a roll is the best one to use for that.
Foam on a roll, 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 hey!
But then your foam pads, they're good for everywhere else. Now, you can use that foam that's on the circular thing. You can use that for normal mats and layers, but I just use my foam on a roll for my shaker, and then I use my foam pads for everything else. So what I'm going to do on this side of my sentiment.
And just to say as well, Sandra, sorry to interrupt, Craig, because that question is a bit ambiguous. So it's, what's the difference between the tape roll and the pads? If you mean the roll that he's using now, that isn't the foam on a, that's just the double-sided tape.
So that is basically...
So no dimension to that.
What is in the tape runner. That's basically what that is. Double-sided tape runner. This is in the form, you take the backing off yourself. This is not. This is then automatically adhere to your cardstock.
There we go. I think we've covered all bases there.
I think we have. Hopefully we have. That's a great thing. We're just asking questions straight away.
Exactly right. We'll get them answered. And as I say, ask all those questions. If you're unsure, let us know.
So there is a top part,
brilliant.
All done. We've done all our layering at the top. We've got our hanger, we've got our image, we've got the belt, we've got the sentiment. We've even got our 2 bits of ribbon just suspending down. And that means we're ready now to do the last part of the countdown. So again, at this point, Johnny, because this is a brand new step, shall we take another little bit of a break? Do you want to? Sounds good to me.
All good. Loads of you loving this. I'm so pleased about it. So many lovely comments coming through. The subject of Christmas list, Julie just saying, Ben, I've started my Christmas list already. It's called the Crafter's Companion Wish List. Oh yes, so many things on that, I bet as well. I bet it's a Christmas list where you sort of roll it down and it just goes and then rolls along the floor because there's so many different things that you want. One thing I would say is that if you have just joined us over the last few days, you may or may not be aware that we are celebrating here on Crafters TV our 2nd anniversary. Can you believe it? We're celebrating in many ways. We're whacking loads of freebies into the bundles. Over £250,000 worth of product is going into those bundles for free. Like with this collection, for example, those the watercolour cards are going in there for free, but you'll see all of the bundles. You'll hear about them on the shows, but check the web as well. If it shows the little 250k logo by them, that is a bundle with freebie goodies in it. As well as that, we're giving you double points if you're a Club Inspire member, as you can see down the bottom here, double points on everything. Also, we are giving you freebies when you shop with us. I just wanted to point this out at this particular point. So if you spend £50 or $50, you'll get yourself the Crafter's Companion Notebook. The reason I mention this is, well, twofold. One, because this is the freebie that you'll get get with this collection, because as you can see, £50 or $61 qualifies you for that really cool little notebook. The other reason I mention it is that we are dwindling as far as stock is concerned on this. We are running low. We're going to get to a point, I think, before the end of the event where we go, they're all gone. It is while stocks last, so if you're thinking of spending £50 or $50, go swiftly, because that is going to go. If you spend over £100 or $100, it is the item that Craigie's been trying to get his hands on over the course of the last few days, the Crafters TV tumbler. Now this is for your cold drinks, and as we said, if you spend $100, that is the one that comes to you. Really nice, really stylish, got our Crafters TV logo on there too. That's if you spend £100 or $100. However, if you spend over £150 or $150, you'll get both. Obviously, again, while stocks last, because that notebook is very low now in stock. As well as all of that, I may well have mentioned that we are doing giveaways in the show. Over the course of the event, we're going to be giving you 36 chances to win, and all you got to do is comment. There's no difficult questions, nothing you got to fill out. No, all you do is get in touch on Facebook, get in touch on YouTube as you normally do. So if you've asked a question in this show, if you've made a comment, you're already in the draw for this bundle, which is the prize bundle we're giving away. When we started this event, and I saw prizes in every show for commenting, I thought it would be like, or maybe a die. I thought it might be like a few bits and pieces. We're giving away bundles worth $150 or $228. There you're getting the Ultimate Pro. You've got all your stamping goodies in there as well, a guillotine and your scissors. It could be you winning that come at the end of the show. Just send us a little comment and we will be announcing the winner in around about 40 minutes time. A few more comments. Denise just saying, good morning guys, joining late this morning. I'll have to catch up on what I missed. I love this creation, Craig. Sending hugs. D on YouTube says, foam on a circular thing, 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 foam on a circular thing. Hey! Thank you, D. I enjoyed that.
Well, there's a way.
Yeah. Barbara saying, loving the craft along, Craig. And Kathy Salter says, I love Christmas and I love this craft along. More, please, says Kathy. Well, Kathy, your wish is my command.
Let's go for it. So let's go in now with our guillotine. So we're going to create that platform and we're going to create our own wipeable layer as well. So what we're going to do is let's go in with a piece of black cardstock once again. So what we can then do is we can then come along with our cardstock. So we're going to cut the black. So we're going to go in with the black and we're going to cut it at 3.5 inches. We're going to turn it around and then cut at 7.5. So let's pull out the arm. So we can go 7.5 here. Then what we can do is we can bring in that little bit extra glitter card. So this one is going to be 3.25. So we're going to go 3.25 here. And then what we can do is cut. We can turn that one around and that can be 7.25. So that is going to be our matting layer for the bottom bit. Then what we can do is bring in one of the remaining bits of the white smooth stamping card. So this one can be 3 inches. So let's line that up with 3 inches. And then what we can do is we can then turn that one around and that one can be into here. So let's go into 7 inches there. So that is going to be our layer for there. So that black one was 3.5 inches, excuse me, 3.5 inches by 7.5 inches. We've got our glitter card that's 3.25 inches by 7.25 inches, and then we've got our white layer that's 3 inches by 7.5. Ben, if you can just give me just a moment or two.
It's just, he's overcome with emotion, bless him. Just needs a little drink. He's so emotional about that mat layer in there. He's just like, oh, so nice. Just gives me a bit of a time just to recap on the price here, as you can see. £50 or $61 if you're a platinum member and double points. He's back now, it's fine. I think he's all right. What are you looking for? What are you doing now?
Nothing,
oh,
all good.
Okay.
All good in the hood.
Oh dear.
So now that we've got all of these ones here, what we can do, let's take our white smooth stamping card. We can take a piece of acetate and then we can take a piece of our double-sided adhesive sheets that we've got here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it down to make it easier for myself because we don't need it all. We basically need enough for our white layer. So this one we've cut to 3 inches. So let's just cut this slightly longer or wider than the 3 inches. That's all that we need. So what we can do now is we can take one layer of our double-sided adhesive sheet. So on this side, what we've got is the sticky side. So I'm going to come along with my white smooth stamping card and I'm going to match that right up to the edge here. And look at that, it's gone all ski-whiff. Look at that.
Ski-whiff?
It's gone ski-whiff. Right, let's try that one again.
Ski-whiff.
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 See, I say ski-whiff.
Ski-whiff?
Ski-whiffed. So it's gone on the wonk.
Gone on the wonk, we'll agree on that one.
It's gone on the wonk. So let's recut this one. So 3 inches by 7 inches.
How wide does that arm extend on the guillotine, says Sue?
13 inches. Yep. So great for your scrapbooking pages. So what I can do is now that we've got this one again, let's take the remaining bit of our double-sided sheets. So the width of this, I'm going to cut it just a little bit bigger than the 3 inches to make it easier. So now we can start that one again. So let's take the backing off. So we've got our double-sided layer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match this one up. So we're going to get it right into that top corner. We're going to then press down. I'm going to use what was the waist bend just to press it. Alternatively, what you could do, if you have a bit of trouble trying to match that up to the edge of the self-adhesive sheet, what to do is just pop it into the middle and then trim around with your guillotine. If you do that, and I'll show you this right now, if you go to use your scissors, now keep in mind we've already cut this to the size that we want, so if you use your scissors, don't cut onto the double-sided sheet because you're going to gunk up your scissors. Cut onto your cardstock, so that is then you're going to cut cleanly into your card, so you're not going to get any gunk building up. Same with the guillotine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this. Now, although I've got this cut to size, I'm going to cut onto the card, but I am literally only going to cut maybe about 1 millimetre into the card because I don't want to make this layer any smaller than I've already got it. So I can see from here, I am going to be cutting onto my cardstock.
Gotcha.
So this, I can see I've got a fly's eyelash of white cardstock there.
That's Leanne, isn't it?
Leanne, yeah. So I can do exactly the same again. So I'm going to be cutting onto my white cardstock and cut. And we can see, and that stops your guillotine or your scissors or that from gunking up onto your card.
Cracking.
So before we move on, once again, this white layer of our cardstock was 3 inches by 7 inches, and then I had taken a piece of our double-sided adhesive sheet. I took the backing off one side and I popped my white smooth stamping card, trimmed all the way round, so the backing of this will be all nice and sticky. So we can then peel this one off. So let's peel that off. Then what we can then do is we can come in with our acetate. Now what I'm going to do is if you've got an anti-static bag or that, you can then use your anti-static bag. I don't have mine to hand with me. So all that I'm doing is I'm making sure I've got no bits of debris or dust or that underneath because I don't want to sandwich that in. So what I'm going to do at this point, again, you can either match all the way up, or what I'm just going to do is I'm going to plonk over the top, and then what I can do is using my thumb, if you've got a brayer or anything like that, we're just pushing out the air bubbles. This now means that what we can do is we can come along with a dry marker, a whiteboard marker. We can then write and scribble and write whatever we want.
What have you written there?
Come along, nothing.
Oh.
Absolutely nothing. And then come along with
It does look like
roll.
Will Bob, actually.
Will Bob.
Will Bob.
Will Bob.
Will Bob what?
and then we've created our own little, it's like our own little miniature whiteboard that
great
we've
stuff.
got there. So what we can do is we can then come along and we can trim that to size. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just go back to the guillotine. Use your scissors if you want, or use the guillotine while you've got it. And I'm going round the edges. Don't need to worry this time about cutting onto your cardstock, because we've eliminated that adhesive already now, because we've got our acetate on one side, we've got our cardstock on the other, so there's no way for your guillotine or scissors to get gunked up. So that is how we create our own little panel whiteboard.
Fantastic.
For us to write onto.
This is coming together.
So what we can do is let's come together now. So onto the backing of this one, which the backing will be your smooth stamping card.
Yep.
I'm going to use my tape here, and we're going to go all the way round. And this, because we're going to go onto the glitter card, this is where, once again, I'm adding my tape. I'm going to take the backing off, but what I'm going to do, Ben, is I'm going to go round all the edges with a tiny little bit of the tacky glue. So this is where, once again, the double-sided tape will give that instant stick. But what you have to watch for sometimes with double-sided tape or any dry adhesive, for instance, foam on a roll or your double-sided tape or your tape runner, if you've in a room with a lot of heat, potentially over time it could drop off. So therefore that's going to make it nice and secure. So there's that one.
Yep.
Let's turn that one around.
I quite enjoyed that, watching you crafting along to a bit of accompaniment music there.
Did you?
Yeah, that's good. Don't know if anyone else did.
Oh, lots of hearts for that.
You mentioned it too many times today. I think even it would annoy me that much if I kept singing it.
You've not, have you?
Well, you said it. You said it at least 4 times now.
Yeah, but you've only sung it.
I've only sung it the once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been very good, very restrained. It's a craft along. We need to save our energy for later on with our launch
do.
party. That's why because Nee was just saying. She said, Craig, how are you and Ben both able to keep up the energy the whole day? And you were both in for all shows, and the CTV team and Team Social as well. Amazing. It's why we love you guys. I feel we're a little bit pared back on this show. It's a craft along, a little bit, a little bit sort of, what's the word really? A little bit calmer.
A bit calmer.
But
Always
later,
are when it comes to the craft along.
Yeah, but later on, launch party, you watch.
So what I've done is I've got my double-sided tape on the back of this layer.
Yeah.
But before I pop it onto my black layer, what I want to do is I want to sandwich my ribbon. Now, if you want to use your pencil and your glass mat as a bit of a guide again, you can do. All that I'm going to do is by eye. I'm just lining it up with the side of my main layer. Now, it is slightly smaller, because remember, this black layer here, this one is 7.5 inches. This is 7 3/4. So you're going to have a little bit of a gap at each side. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up. So let's make sure it's nice and straight, get it where I want to, and then I'm going to position my ribbon. So I've got that one there. I'm happy with that one. I'm happy with that one. Let's just lift that one and then press. So I'm happy with that. So what I can do is press that in. With it being ribbon, let's add a little bit of glue gel. So I'm going to pop a little bit there, a little bit there. And what we can then do is we've already taken the backing off of this. So I'm going to come in and then I'm going to mat and layer that over the top. Just bring that down, press that in, press it, secure it. And then there, we've got our hanging aspect.
Love it.
Nice and secure. And once again, that glue gel will dry into the ribbon. And all that's left to do now is to do our sleeves with our cardstock and our double-sided sheet.
All righty then. We are going to be looking at that in just a few moments' time. Thank you for the comments coming through. Loving the Christmas craft along, says Kathy. Laura89 on YouTube says, oops, I might just have purchased the advent calendar. More on that in a second. Teresa says, you guys do a great job making us laugh. Totally enjoy watching CCTV. Thank you, Teresa. Jane on Facebook just received a set of layering stamps and having so much fun trying out the different combinations for the Christmas cards. There's so many uses for these stamps. Thank you for the inspiration. Claire says, I'm loving the craft along, Craig and Ben. I'm definitely going to be keeping a log of this so I can make many more for gifts. And Deborah says, I'm loving this, especially as it's my first live craft along. That's amazing, Deborah. The patter is brilliant. So much fun. And Deborah saying, I love how we have the break so we can catch up. Thank you for setting up the craft along this way. You are brilliant. And that's what we're doing right now, just taking a little bit of a break. That's why this show is award nominated, don't you know? That's why he is an award nominated crafter over there, don't you know? More details on that as we head through the day. The advent calendar, though, is the thing which you guys are absolutely loving. This is flying out of the door. And why would it not? It's the biggest and best one we've done yet. That's the vibes I'm getting from Craig, who knows a little bit more about it than I do, but you can tell for yourself. I mean, look at the presentation of this, for goodness sake. It is like, a lot of you earlier on were likening this to one of those big sort of Christmas chocolate boxes that you can get. It's massive. The detail is amazing. Merry Craftmas on the front from Crafter's Companion. I love the ribbon detail. You've even got a little gift tag on the side, but when we open this one up, because it's not just the one panel. Oh no, why have one when you can have two? Look at all of the doors that you've got there. Oh, well, let me finish.
Sorry.
Why have one when you can have two? Look at all of the doors that you got there. But if you're thinking to yourself, hang on a minute, doesn't look like there's enough there. Surely there needs to be 24. Well, 2 becomes 3. 2 become 3. I need some love like I never needed love before. That was John's fault, by the way. He started singing that song over there. John and Jake are over in the corner. There they are, the gruesome twosome. And who's coming over? All right, I didn't mean it was only a joke. And you watch now. Get John on, get John on. Where's Jake? We want to see John. Get them on. But what I wanted to tell you about this is we launched this, a world launch today. Wake up call, sneaky peek. Showing you it briefly on this show. We are heading towards a quarter of the stock already gone on this. We are now at a quarter of the stock. We are now at a quarter of the stock gone. And that's not the stock that we've got for today. That's the whole stock. That's everything. 25% of the stock has gone. It officially launches in 2.5 hours' time. Get it now. There's dies, we know that much in there. Stamps, stencils, embossing folders. I mean, what's that? Massive big door there in the back. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, but please do not miss out on this. Craig, as we've mentioned, is going to be doing lots of lives over the course of December and videos as well, where he will be opening up the doors along with you so you can discover together what is behind each door. And then you've got some crafty inspiration for each of the goodies within there. And it's also worth mentioning that the goodies that you get within this as well, not all Christmas related. Some of them will be, but a lot of them are items that you can use all year round as well. This is the price it should be. Launching today, world launch, half price. Figure that one out. 20% off if you're platinum. This is the deal of the day today. It's the one you need to be going for. Huge amount of stock already gone. Right, let us give you a chance to just do that final bit of catching up if you need to. Get this in your basket, get it checked out, anything else you need to grab, and we'll be back with the final part of this craft along in just a couple of minutes.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours. I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up. at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafter's Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Tammy says, strange to hear an American-sounding voice doing the commercial. Are we in the right place? Ha 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 ha. Yes, you certainly are. We've got lots of vocal talent here, you see. And that's our Jenny speaking on that new commercial. Dana on YouTube just says, just ordered the advent calendar and these Christmas stamps. Good shopping. They may have also jumped in my car. Definitely will watch back and create this project. Lakieta on YouTube says, this craft along is simply the best I've seen in a while. Do you know what? I was just saying exactly the same to your man over there. I said, this has been awesome. It's been one of the best craft alongs I've been involved in. It's easy enough for the children to follow along on their own too. And yes, kind of thought that I was having. We've had a lot of you sort of chatting, going, yes, I'm going to do it. A few of you saying, going to try this with the children and the grandchildren. And we had, I think it was Aisha earlier on saying she's going to be trying this with the residents in a nursing home as well. So whether you're 5, 55 or 105, this really is a craft along for everybody. And Nefertiti on Facebook just saying, this is such a versatile craft along, Craig. You are the bomb. And Gemma, 100% my favourite craft along. It's actually something I know I can make. These are all great comments, especially with me not being a massively experienced crafter. Thank you, Craig, Ben, and all at Crafters TV. Well, that is music to our ears, and surely, Craig, that's what it's all about, isn't it? This is a craft along that everybody can do. Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those that if you were to look at it initially, if you're a beginner, maybe if you are even, intermediate or that, you might think, I can't achieve that. It's all about breaking it down. Now, yes, obviously, it's about maybe potentially someone there to give you a helping hand, which is what Craft Along's all about. Also, to answer that question, forgive me, I didn't catch the name because I was getting that black ink pad that asked about the step-by-step. For me personally, what I like to do with the Craft Alongs that I do, you'll have noticed it the last few weeks, is I then put all the step-by-step instructions on my page. So I sit down after, I've got rough notes. As I prep them, I take notes as to each of the steps, I type it up, then I post it onto my Craig Laird CC Facebook page. It's there for you to save, to copy, to print, to do whatever you want with. If you find it easier to go step by step by step, that's what it's there for. We've all here got so many different things. I can't speak for anyone else in the team because they're all so busy with, what they're doing within the company, meaning the TV demonstrators. But I like to then take notes as I'm prepping, and then I'm able to give you the step-by-step. So keep an eye over the next couple of days. The step-by-steps for this craft along will be on my Crafters Companion Facebook page for you to follow. Always on YouTube to go back to, but you'll have those step-by-steps as well to follow. Lovely stuff. And Marion, because we were chatting about this being an award-nominated show, of course, with Craig, who's nominated for Male Crafting Personality. When are the Craft Awards announced? Excited to see what CC get awarded. We're not 100% sure on that. All we do know is the 24th of September is the last day that you can vote. We've been nominated for 11 different categories. Of course, Craig's up for an award, Sarah, Leanne, this show, the Gemini, customer service. It's all here for you, actually. So that is all 11 of the awards we're nominated in. I mean, we are super chuffed, honestly. We are so over the moon about this. So thank you so much. If you want to vote for us, this is where you need to go. So thecraftawards.com is the page you need to go to, and you've got until the 24th of September. Yeah, not sure when it's going to be announced. I'm just hoping there's some sort of like, you know, glitzy, glamorous-y award ceremony, because I'm sure that Craig's probably, you know, he'll need somebody to go along with him. You know, he might need, you know, one of his besties to pop along and you know, accompany him in. I mean, you know, is there anyone you're thinking of maybe taking with you, Craig, if there is an awards?
Oh, don't put me on the spot like that.
What about?
I've got Charlotte and me. You're going, can I come? Please, can I?
What about me, old buddy, old pal, old mate? Hey, this guy.
I might have to take no one.
Oh.
Well, how can I choose between you?
This guy right here. Come on. Yee, this guy.
Actually,
what a guy.
Georgina would like to go. I'll take Georgina. I'm taking no one. Because I don't, how can I choose? How could I choose?
This guy, hey, this guy here. You wrote a song about you. Love you. What's that? Love you. Love you. Wrote a song about you. Come on. Johnny says he'll buy you beers.
Deal.
Johnny
That's
wins, right. Move on.
You'll write a song about me, which you've already done. Charlotte says that she'll draw me a picture, and Johnny just says he will. Let's just say, I'll put it the nice way. He'll take me out drinking.
Yeah. Good.
On that one.
Well done, Johnny. Johnny's laid the trump card there. He wins.
20 to 5 here in the UK, so we'll just tone down the drinking a little bit at the moment. You know. We'll say it in a nice way. Right, here we go. This is the last bit. This is the last bit now, and you'll have heard me say many times when we've had the Eclipse stamp and die sets on the show, primarily I use the alphabets for personalising or for actual alphabets. I don't use them in the Eclipse forum, and this is the prime example. So let's take another piece of the leftover black cardstock, and let's take the leftover piece of the double-sided adhesive sheets. So tell you what, because I don't need it all, let's also trim this down to a bit smaller. So the width of this is 2 3/4. Not that it matters, as long as you've got enough cardstock for you to die cut the word sleeping. So what we can then do is take these 2 layers. So similarly to what we've done before, I'm going to take the back off, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my black card over the top, and also to make it even easier, Ben, what I can do is very, very roughly, I'm going to cut away the edges of that double-sided tape. Now, this black layer, it doesn't have to be neat whatsoever. All it is there for is for us to die cut the word sleeps.
Sleep.
So don't worry if it's not straight or anything like that. The main thing is we've got a piece of black card that has been backed with our adhesive sheets. So we've got this one. So what we're going to do is let's take S, let's go for L, let's go for E.
Look at me go.
Let's go for
P.
So we'll need another E, so we'll use that one in a minute.
Yeah.
So let's go for P, and then we'll need the S again, so we can do that in a minute. So what we can do, let's bring in our mini, let's bring in our folder. So what we can do is we can come in, no specific order, we can just go in with our alphabets, and then I'm going to secure these ones. Now what you need to keep in mind is, yes, it's black card, what about 300 GSM, you've got your adhesive backing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through, so let's just see, it's a bit more tougher because we've got the adhesive backing of that. It wouldn't be as quick. But what I want to do is I just want to double check, you know, why would I be in any doubt it's die cut perfectly? What you sometimes find, Ben, is the alphabet has cut into the cardstock. It's not quite gone through the back end. It doesn't matter. Your letter will still peel off. It just means that it's not completely cut, but as we can see, it has no problem. So what we can do is let's take these ones off. So let's take that one. So we can take the S out. So there's the S. We've got the L. So we can then do the additional 2. We're going to do the same. We're going to die cut another E and another S.
H2H Crafts on YouTube says, I'm definitely making one, but with a part where you can cross off the days. Yeah, that's what we've got.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, because my little girl keeps telling me what she wants from Santa about 500 times a day, so I need a visual aid for her. Yes, my kids, as I say, already getting excited at the end of August. And Suzette Suze on Facebook says, you all at CC are very talented. We have singers, crafters, dancers, comedians, and the list goes on. That's why we love you all so much and look forward to our daily dose of CC every day. Thank you so much and keep up the awesome job. That is from Suzette Suze. Thank you so much. And you guys continue being awesome as well, because we love all of your comments. Here's a good question actually from Catherine on YouTube. It says, could you use your left fold letters here too?
Absolutely you can. Yeah, you can. That would look quite smart as
Yeah,
well.
wouldn't it?
You've just stumped me on that one a minute ago, Ben.
What?
We've got comedians.
Oh yeah,
What?
because there's some, like some of the people, like the people you see on Crafty TV, they're quite funny, aren't they? Some quite funny people here, you know.
Oh, like who?
You know, I mean, if you probably think of some people who, do jokes and like funny bits. Joe's good, you're saying, is he? Joe's good, Joe? Oh, Joe, they're saying in the gallery Joe's quite funny. Becky, I mean, I haven't really seen, Becky, she might be funny. But there's other people who like really, Joel George is funny, is he, Johnny? Okay, all right.
So now that we've got those cut, what I'm going to do, of course you're funny, Ben. Of course you are.
You guys.
What I'm going to do...
Johnny said, you're funny, Ben. Funny looking.
Funny looking. No, you're a hoot. You're an absolute hoot. What I'm doing to make this easier for myself, because you could bet your bottom dollar I go to start sticking, and before you know it, I end up at the wonk. It's at an angle. So what I do is I'm using my ruler, because we've got grids on them. Now it could be anything. All this is for it to keep me in a straight line. So what I'm doing is I'm going on, if anyone wants to know, so we've got our numbers in centimetres here. So we've got our first line, and then what I'm doing, that second line down, I've just lined that up against that base white cardstock. So that's roughly going to keep me straight. So then what I'm going to do is, when it comes to anything like the alphabets, I'll always start to the right hand side, start at the last letter first. And then once again, what I'm doing is I'm just going to straighten that one up as a rough guide. So I'm going to start with the S, and I'm going to go towards the right hand side. So there is the S. So we can start to peel off the backing. And because this is sticky adhesive going onto acetate, it's going to be a strong adhere to it.
Are these the Eclipse?
It is.
As well? Yes,
Yeah.
a few people asking about those, because we obviously chatted about the left fold as well, but the Eclipse.
Yes, this is the one just before we started die cutting. These are the ones that I had said that very rarely do I use them in the Eclipse concept. I use them as standard alphabet dies. So what I'm doing is lining them all the way along. And I want to make sure as well that I've got enough space at the beginning. So I am making sure that I'm keeping them quite close to each other. So let's go in. Might just need to take that one up again. Let's reposition that one.
I've just seen Sandy's comment. I would love to hear what the CTV crew whispers in the host's ear. Charlotte's just gone, you really, really don't. Maybe one day, we have like, here in the UK, we have like on TV, we have like the red button. So if you're watching a particular show, you can get like...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Different commentary on football, or you can get like added extras and things like that. So maybe further down the line, you can hit the red button to get the talk back. That will never happen. That will never happen.
Never
in a million
happen.
Years.
And then here we go.
Oh dear.
Last, but by no means least. So we've got them. Let's take away any excess bit of cardstock. Take that away. Let's press that in. And that is what we call...
Oh, job done, mate.
Done.
Boom!
There we go. So we've done our countdown, Christmas to countdown, 116 sleeps as we are already. Good to go. Let's just straighten that up slightly. There you go. So you can hang it up somewhere, wherever you want, the kiddies' bedroom, in the kitchen. You can do it as a family and start doing the countdown on a daily basis. And unlike an advent calendar, you can actually start it earlier. You can start it whenever you like. Start it, in the beginning of November, mid-November. It's entirely up to yourself. I've done it onto here. If you have things like chalkboard paint, anything like that, you can then start to use that. So you use chalk on it instead of a wipeable marker. Lots of different things that you can do, but that's the basic way. That can start you off so you can make it exactly like this if you haven't already. But of course, see what else you've got in your crafty stash. If you've been crafting for a while, you might have different things that you can then use to incorporate it with the countdown to Christmas.
But I also think as well, now you've got the kind of idea how to put one of these together, you can use it all year round, like we were chatting about earlier on. Countdown to a wedding, countdown to baby arriving, countdown to a holiday. There's so many different ways that you can use these, and I just think that's why you guys have loved this craft along. Deborah Strickland just saying, love this first live craft along. Will be difficult to stop now. And it seems to me as well that as Craig's just finished with about 9 minutes to go, lots of you have already been sending in your pictures. Karen's already finished as well. Looks like, have you used, oh yes, chalkboard there.
That's just like what I was just talking about.
And another layer for the chalk on.
Loving that. How cool is that? Do you know what would look good as well if you got the hunky-dory decollage with the Santa and the sleigh, or Santa on his own? Karen, I love that.
Yeah, and slightly adapted because you've obviously put the belt a little bit lower and put your image higher up. But
exactly.
That's brilliant. But that's the whole point about these craft logs, giving you the idea, giving you the basic kind of instructions so you can follow to the letter if you want to, or just take the basic idea and change it up to the way that you want to do it. Jennifer has just said on Facebook, demo of the day. Oh, we'll have to wait and see, but it's a strong contender. I will make one prediction today. I reckon Craig is going to win demo of the day. What? No. One way or the other, I reckon he's going to do it. But thank you for all the comments coming in. Patty just saying, Craig is too funny. The entire team has jokes. That's why it makes it so fun to watch. And Shelley says, yes, Ben, you are very funny, as you are, Craig. My husband thinks so too. He watches with me in the morning. Well, everyone's happy, and you'll be happy if you get your hands on this collection. But grab it now whilst you can, because the deal on this today is great. Everybody's saving almost £31 or $31. And of course, you're going to get your free watercolour cardstock within this collection as well. But you've seen the versatility of these stamps. I think stamping is a great way to get into crafting if you've never done it before. And particularly with these, you're going to build up your scenes with the 3 layers of stamps there. So choose your colours. If you want to go for the same colour but in a lighter, medium or dark, that's the way to go. Or change the colours up however you want to do it. Experiment. But you've got the 3 different layers there for each of the stamps that we've got within the collection. And then lots of little sentiments, lots of little additions that you can also add into your scenes as well. And as we're going through, this one is your little Christmas village there, again with a little bit of manipulation. You know, that doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas themed scene, but of course you can Christmas it right up if you want to. This one as well, again, use it all year round. The Woodland Stag, we always say great for your more male skewed cards, I suppose, but the 3 layers there to build up that beautiful woodland scene. You've then got your real Christmassy ones. So you've got your Christmas nativity, which is just beautiful. I love the star there as well. Joy to the world. You've got your Over the Rooftops, which is the one that we've just seen with Father Christmas, taken off from the top of a roof on his journey Christmas Eve night. And then you've finally got your Bethlehem skyline. All of that, so it's 51 elements in total to build up those gorgeous scenes. And on top of that, we're going to give you 15 sheets of your watercolor cardstock for free. And you're going to get double points. And because this collection is over £50 or over $50, you're also going to get this one for free as well, your free notebook. We are running out of stock. We are running out of stock on this one. So if you want to grab it, if you're spending £50 or $50, get it whilst you can because this will go. Right, make sure you check out your basket. Oh yeah, giveaway. We've got a giveaway, haven't we? Giveaway winner. We're doing these in all of the shows during this event, and all you've had to do is comment, and the winner of our giveaway in this show, which was this prize bundle, worth £152 or $228. You've got your Ultimate Pro in there. You've got your guillotine. You've got your rocker blocks, stamping platform. You've got your, is that your cutting mat, scissors? The winner on Facebook, Karen Dunn Eberle. Karen, congratulations. Yeah. That prize is yours. Email us now to claim it. Prizes at crafterscompanion.com. And that prize is on its way to you. More chances to win. Don't forget, we'll be giving another way. We'll be giving another bundle away in Launch Party coming up. And I'll let Craig tell you the headlines on this one because this is going to be off the chart, amazing. You've already got a bit of a brief idea as to what's coming up, but in case you've been on another planet today and you don't know, why do people need to tune into Launch Party, Craig, at 7 o'clock?
It is what is going to be the official launch of our brand new 2021 Advent Calendar from Crafters Companion. Now, as we've already said, we did have a look at it within Wake Up Call. From Wake Up Call, even during this show as well, throughout the day, you've been buying it already. From door number 1 to 24, you've got a mixture of dies, we've got a mixture of stabs, embossing folder, stencil. What I've been saying throughout today is every single item, bar one, if you look after it, it's going to last you a lifetime. It's more general season throughout the year that you're going to find that's within it. Now, I don't know exactly what they are and what's behind each door. All I know is we, and I say royal we, product development, Leanne and her team with Di, has gone bigger and better this year. If you're just tuning in now, we will have a look at it in more detail throughout Launch Party, but it's on the front with that nicely snowflake design, full of doors for you to open, including one to finish off, and a good sizable one as well. It will, of course, like the last couple of years, throughout December, we will incorporate of my Facebook Lives and videos where we're going to be opening each door daily, and we're going to make something. That is throughout December.
So that is coming. What I would say to you in the meantime is obviously we're officially launching it at 7 o'clock, 2 o'clock East Coast, but over a quarter of the stock has already gone before the official launch. And it was a world launch as well here today. We give you a sneaky peek on Wake Up Call. We've obviously been mentioning it to you in this show, but boy oh boy, a huge amount of the stock has already gone. Just to say again, congratulations to Karen, who apparently is over the moon. She can't believe that she's won. You believe it, Karen, and make sure you message us, prizes at crafterscompanion.com. To get your prize bundle. The other thing I just want to bring to your attention briefly as well, which you're going to be seeing more of during Launch Party, is the brand newly rejigged Crafters Inspiration magazine. It is more like a bookazine now, actually. It's like a folder that you get, jam-packed with goodies. You've got all your new product releases in there. You've got things like tutorials, techniques. You can see too that you've got a huge amount of projects in there as well. There's over 60 projects in there. Plus, you're going to get a whole host of freebies as well. Not just papers, but dies, stamps, and a whole lot more. We'll talk about this more in detail a little bit later on, but we're kind of, it's almost like we've hit the reset button on this so that everybody's sort of reading off the same hymn sheet, reading off the same page, and that is going to be on the show a little bit later on as well. I would also say, in the meantime, if you are going to be shopping with us, brilliant stuff. But if you've done the craft along as well, get your pictures in. Because I know some people tend to sort of craft a little bit later on or sort of 10, 15 minutes behind. But get the pictures in before we are back with Launch Party at 7 o'clock. and we'll show those pictures at the start of launch party, or certainly at some point during the show. studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and producer Johnny just telling me that Karen not only commenting along, but she's also done the craft along with us as well. So we are super chuffed about that. Final thoughts from you, Sir Craig. I mean, it's been a brilliant little show, this, hasn't it?
It really has. Thank you so much for the love that you've given for that project that we've done on Craft Along. I'm actually going to say, I think this might actually pip my crafter Craft Along to the post. You know, you guys have loved it that much. But do not fear, although me and Ben are back later on for launch party, I am also back tomorrow with yet another Craft Along as well. So that's going to be a fun one too.
Big thank you to Craig. What a superstar. What a craft along. I think from what you guys are saying, possibly the best one yet. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. Big thank you to the team, and we will be back with you in just a couple of hours' time. You've got to be here for launch party. It is going to be off the chart. We're looking forward to it. We'll all be back together in 2 hours' time. Bye for now.
Bye.